Right, so it is Monday evening. It is 7:47 by the clock on the stove. And I'm trying to relax because somebody saw another video. They're like, why are you so, I don't know what the hell they put it, rigid, or thought I was standing up like this or some shit, I don't know. So I'm trying to slouch a little more. I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable, in my lean state of affairs here. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just fucking with you guys. I gotta fuck around once in a while. Anyway, this video is going to be about the Olympia that just passed. Now, I'm sorry to disappoint a lot of you guys that are bodybuilding fans, but I'm not really a bodybuilding fan. I'm a bodybuilder as much as anybody. Like I've said time and time again, ad nauseum, is if you use progressive resistance training coupled with a strategic dietary approach to change the shape of your body and your physical appearance, your body fat percentage, your muscle percentage, or whatever have you, to just change your body's appearance or conditioning, then in my mind you're a bodybuilder. I don't care if the rest of society considers you a fat guy, a skinny guy, I don't know what the fuck. Who gives a shit, right? Do you care what the rest of society sees you as? I don't give a shit. You shouldn't either. But anyway, you're one of my ilk if that's what you're doing. It's as simple as that. That's what we do. We go in the gym. We're all in there sweating together. We're lifting the weights. We're sharing our DNA, like it or not. Gyms are some of the dirtiest places you're going to go. You know what I mean? Everybody's handling everything, sweating all over everything, and then somebody else is picking it up behind them. And I like to keep it all inclusive. I don't want to exclude anybody. I like it all inclusive. That's why I don't like any exclusionary comments on the channel, because you never know what gem lies there until you clean the dirt off of it. You don't know. So, you can't be too hasty about doing to other people what we don't want done to us. Judge us just by appearance, right? First fucking brush against. Gonna make a knee-jerk decision and think you know everything about somebody. So, I mean, true, there are truly evil and bad people in the world. There truly are. Like that asshole that slammed that poor dancing flamingo down on the ground in Florida a month or two ago. What kind of shit is that? Children around, people around, family environment. Fuck that flamingo do to that guy. Now, I hate to say it, God knows I hate to say it, but there are some people that are just that we'd probably be better off without. So that kind of behavior, that kind of shit is pretty indicative of an individual that even I would say, sorry Charlie, but I don't really have any tries for you. I don't have any patience to know any more about you than that. If you're that damaged. And and I know that's wrong. It's wrong, I'll tell you right off, it's wrong for me to even think that way. It's wrong. But I'm not that evolved yet. I'm not that enlightened yet. No better than anybody else. I'm flawed like everybody else. We all fall short. Anyway, let's talk about the Olympia. And let me take these damn cheaters off. My eyes even itching a little bit. Okay, so the Olympia. We all come over here. We watched it. We had dinner. If you're interested in what we had, my girl made us cauliflower rice, which I like that a lot. Cauliflower rice with kind of an Asian type of influence or spin on it with chicken. And I liked it, we all liked it. It's low carb, high protein, it was really good. We ate that, and of course we had some Isopure, and then we had some Levrone Lean Pro protein later on even. But as far as the show, it was the first time for a long time that I've had any interest in even staying up to watch it, and it's really late for me here. Here it didn't begin till like I don't know, 9 or 10 p.m. or whatever. And by the time we got through the whole thing to see the very end, when they announced Phil the winner, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, we streamed it. George went, he was there, and he had been sending me pictures earlier in the weekend. And when he got down there, he started sending me some, you know, some pictures of some of the guys and stuff that he knows, and that was really cool. Disappointments of the show, Kuklo, who I like. I don't know why he looks so awesome and he looks so incredible, but when he hits the stage, he always looks like the shit, it doesn't flow right. I don't know what it is. Can't put my finger on it. It doesn't flow right. He's got plenty of muscle. He's a big boy. He's got calves, he's got legs, he's got plenty of muscle. Yeah, there's some areas he could use some more work on. But I think, and I don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers, step on anybody's toes, I think he's losing too much muscle. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what his percentages are when he started out versus his weight, and what his percentages were when he ended up at versus his weight. But it seems to me he's sacrificing too much muscle coming into the show. I don't know if that's true. I don't know, but that's what it looks like. Anyway, he's got great potential, and he's a good-looking young guy, and he trains harder than hell, and he's strong as shit, and he's a good dude. He's a good dude, so I'm hoping he's going to fare better, and that he's going to nail it, and he's got plenty of time. He's still a young guy. Who else? Jose came in, what, third? Another friend of mine, Jose Raymond, came in third at 212. I don't know, you know, but that was so tight. Those guys look so close, that, and especially that late at night, and from the television. I mean, it's a big television, but it's still television. It's not the same as being right there. You don't get that 3D pop. You know, it's very hard to reproduce that in film and pictures. It's very difficult compared to real life. I mean, all of us look flatter in videos and pictures. You have no idea until you see somebody in real life, the nuances and, you know, all the way around what things look like. It's totally different. So, you know, and like I said, that late at night, my eyes getting tired and I'm ready to fall asleep because I'm the old man in the crowd, half dozing off. Hard for me to say who I felt should have been where, but I don't know. I got to say it seemed very close, and it looked like, I guess, you know, hey, that's what they saw. That's where they placed everybody, and it is what it is, and you know. So I don't really have much to say about that. But I mean, he's still third. That's not too shabby, right? It's not too shabby. So let's see what else. The open class, Olympia. I already had Phil first after prejudging. You know, Dan kind of hates on him. He just doesn't like him. So he doesn't want to see him win no matter what. He's going to find something wrong. He doesn't like, you know, I don't know, the shape of his head or the color of his eyes or something. He's going to find something, you know, something. Or he didn't like the posing trunks, or he's going to find something. Because you can't find a flaw with his physique, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I know there are people that don't care for him, and there are people that like him. But let's be honest, he's Mr. Olympia, and there's a reason for that. And as far as I'm concerned, I would have put him first. After prejudging, it was pretty clear who was first, in my opinion. Second being Sean. That's where I had him. Sean rode in second place. After prejudging, that's where I thought he was going to be. Third being Dexter, that's where I thought he was going to be. So I know Dexter probably, maybe now it might be different. Dexter thought he had it, or he definitely didn't see himself as third, I don't think. But maybe now, in retrospect, he realizes he was placed fairly. That's where he belonged. I think the top three guys, they were placed where they belong. Everybody else is kind of like a lot of those guys, not all of them, because some guys clearly didn't belong up there. But many of those guys were so similar that it just comes down to subjective opinion, you know, who goes where beyond that, because there was a lot of guys that were really close. Well, he's not little, but the shorter Jamaican guy, didn't he come up from 212? I don't know. He's a lot of muscle. What the hell is his name? I know his name. William, right? He has, he looks like a smaller Kai Green. I mean, he has a ton of muscle. his obliques look to me from the front head on like they're overdeveloped. If you got to find flaw, and that's what it's about, you're trying to pick them apart. At that level, you're trying to find what's wrong, not what's right. Because it's easier to find what's wrong than it is to sit there and run down a whole litany of everything that's right. So I think he's got an incredible physique, and he's going to definitely move up. The young rookies, Compton and McCarver, I think they were placed fairly. They did good. First Olympia, they did great. They can't feel disappointed. They have awesome physiques. They just don't have the muscle maturity. They just don't have the maturity in the muscles yet. It shows. Young muscle. Kevin Levrone. Now, I actually saw what Levrone's physique actually looked like a week out. And as you know, or you may not know, but it's easy enough to check it out. Andrew Castor, right? Our Andrew Castor is getting ready for a show. He's like 5 weeks out now. Andrew had a picture taken with Kevin at Exile like 2 weeks back, or 2.5 weeks back now, maybe 3 weeks. And it got all over the internet, and Louis Marco even found it and made a video about it. And it looked like, Castor pretty much out-angled him and was dwarfing him. But something I'm going to say that a lot of people aren't going to understand or agree with me. And, that's what it's all about. It's just opinions, and everybody is entitled to their opinion, and everybody's opinion is just as valid as the next guy's when it's something subjective like this. I think that Kevin, though his legs didn't come up fast enough, he didn't have the time to bring those legs back up. Now, first off, there's a lot of people that are going to say, well, he never trained that long for shows before. He always only trained for 4 months, 5 months. That's true and not true. Now, I remember when everybody in my area and out of our gym, we're out of the same gyms originally, knew Kevin when he was like 180 pounder, 190, and how quickly he actually blew that physique up. Very hard. And he trained year round initially. And when he hit that stage in 92, we watched that, and man, he looked incredible. It was only later when he started realizing he could get away with that he took so much time off, and only got his prep together and went back to training and prepared for the show at the same time, blew back up and prepared for the show at the same time, and trained 5 months, 6 months, whatever he actually trained. 4 months, I don't know what it was. But thing is, he hadn't gone that long. You're taking one of the best, most elite physiques in the world, right? And he's taken a few months off of a break. He's taking 6 months off, 5 months off, whatever it is, 4, and then coming right back. So how much is he going to lose from that starting point in that period of time? Not much. I just blew the shoulder apart, and I was out for 7 or 8 months. Nothing, no supplements, no care of how much protein I ate, no training. Arm was in a sling for like 2 or 3 months out of that, and it atrophied more than the right one just from being in the damn sling and my using the right one. From it not being used at all, it atrophied even more than the right one, though that one atrophied too because I hadn't been lifting and I hadn't been eating right. But I still ate to keep weight on. See, that's the thing that people don't get. Still ate to keep the weight on. And I didn't lose much. I was still over 250 pounds at the end of that 7 or 8 months with no training, and then I came back drug-free, which I had been for 7 or 8 months. And then I came back and started training, and there's a video that I made. It's all on video. There's a video that I had made out in the garage here, just showing people my little home setup out there. That video, I'm still natural there from all that period. And I'm in a tank top, and I don't look bad for a guy, that hadn't trained in that many months, that long, and wasn't on anything. So, you're not going to, from that extreme development, that much time, you're not going to lose that much. The muscle doesn't fall away like that. You always are going to lose fat at a faster rate than muscle, if all other things are equal. Now, if you're eating to feed the fat, you're eating fat, and you're eating a lot of carbs, and you're not eating protein to even maintain the muscle, and you're not working out, maybe. But normally, you're going to lose, you normally are not going to lose muscle at the same rate you lose fat. Even if you starve yourself, you'll lose fat faster than you lose muscle. That's just the way it is. So, from Kevin coming back this time from like a decade layoff, his starting point, it wasn't enough time. I really feel that if he did the Arnold now, or if he just kept training and didn't even say anything, just trained for his, just his own amusement, and see what he looks like, 5, 6 more months, who knows, 7, 8 more months, who knows, whatever he wants to do. I guarantee you, even by the Arnold, it would be another version of him, more closely resembling the older version that he previously had when he was at his best. He might not be there yet, but he would be much closer than he was this Olympia. Now, having said that, when you look at his upper body at this show, his conditioning, in my opinion, and you're welcome to disagree with me, just be respectful. I'm respectful of others' opinions. Just try to see my point. If you disagree with it, hey, I'm not faulting you for that. Don't fault me for my opinion. In my opinion, his upper body, his conditioning, was probably some of the very best in the show, if not the best. It is what it is. I mean, he was grainy. Vascular across his chest, grainy looking, that's the gritty looking texture. He looked good. He looked good. So, at his age, as much time as he had off is the main thing. I think what did you expect? I think he did great. And he's Kevin Levrone, and he's always going to be a legend. And you can't take away from him all the things that he's already accomplished. So I see no loss of faith in it. It's pretty fucking ballsy to try it. But still, that conditioning you don't really see that today. And I'll tell you another thing that people can disagree with all you want. In the open, at least, while I was still pretty much awake and could see, I don't think anybody brings real conditioning anymore at all. Not like they used to. I think that every couple years, it goes down a notch, conditioning overall. Nobody is that conditioned anymore. They just don't, you don't see that grittiness, you just don't see it. I mean, guys look good, but you just don't see it. And with the waistlines, now we're so used to them going so far the other way, where they have this bulbous gut, and they look like they're in their 3rd trimester, that as they've taken points off for that, so they've tried to curtail that, now we overextend ourselves and give them all this credit just for having a smaller gut. They still have the same gut. It's just smaller. As soon as they start to breathe, there it is. It's still there. I mean, it's still there. And this is the problem. It doesn't appeal to the masses. It doesn't appeal to the masses. When you look at physiques prior to this, when the waist was really, truly small, tight, everything was drawn in, that was more appealing. People could look at that and say, that's beautiful. It might not be my thing, but I got to admit that looks like a statue. It looks like art. Today, it doesn't look like art by any degree. It looks like Frankenstein's monster. You know what I mean? And I'm not putting it down. I'm not saying I look any better. When I got up to 300 pounds and shit, competed over 250, I was nobody's idea of artistic in appearance either. Maybe at my smaller versions, when I was a light heavy, when I first started training and getting ready for a show, which I didn't even do. But the first show I ever started to get ready for, the reason I didn't do it is because I jumped the gun. I didn't know what I was doing, and I really wasn't ready yet. I couldn't pose, I didn't know anything, so I didn't do that one. But I would have been a light heavy, near the top of the light heavies. And I got close to doing it, so I was dieting down. Now then, I had a nice look. A couple times since then, probably the biggest I was where I had a nice look was like 230. Anything over that, I think I started to look blocky and just like a big blob of muscle, which I'm not going to deny. Yeah, there's a coolness to that. I like the big muscles. I like I can respect that. The density and all that's cool. But is it appealing? Can people look at it and say, wow, that looks artistic? No, I don't think so. That's just my opinion. So that's the Olympia. I will say this, Kevin sparked, reignited a lot of interest in this show. He filled seats, you know, and the people that are responsible for footing the bill and putting these shows on, and hopefully in their minds reaping the profits, they're very well aware of that, and there's room for him if he wanted to do another one. I'm sure there is. There's an audience for it, and they're still going to pay him. He's still going to get paid, and he's going to improve. So I also understand if he doesn't care, but I selfishly wish he would, because I'd be more interested in it then. I'd like to see him go on and at least do one more with a little more time under his belt. But I understand if he doesn't want to do it. But, you know, I'd be more interested. So that's my take on it. Other than that, you know, I mean, if he doesn't do the Olympia next year, or he doesn't do the Arnold or whatever, I pretty much don't care who wins the show, and I pretty much don't have a comment on it, you know, and no interest in it. And I certainly won't stay up all night watching it. That's the latest I've been up in God knows how long, a long time. So that's it. I don't have any feelings one way or the other. I was just excited about this one because he was in it. All right, you guys have an awesome night. And like I said, if you disagree with me, hey, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion.